What up? Welcome back to Cool Kid TCG. Here we have a matchup of Purple Luffy versus Black Rob Lucci. Kind of a tough matchup. We're playing my good friend, the Real Panda Bear. He's a member of the Deck Swabbers podcast. Be sure to check them out. I'll put their @ on YouTube in the description. But yeah, he plays Lucci. He's a menace on Lucci. He's a very tough opponent to go against, and this is a tough matchup for us. And we also lost the dice roll, so we're going second. So everything's kind of not in our favor right now, but we're gonna give it a go. We mull the first hand. Lucci is a specialist at removing the board, so we're gonna hope that we continually see some Luffy Taros. We can spam the board, and spam the board faster than they can kill everything. That's kind of what we have to hope for, but we'll see. Ideally, we're looking for a good 5-drop because we're going second, so we are going to start on 4 Dawn and be able to ramp to 5. We see a Songoro in the hand, so we do have that we can play. There's also a Zorojuro we can play as well to kind of look for a Luffy Taro. So we don't have it, like, the ideal would be to play a Eustace Kid blocker, so that way we could hopefully sticks around, and then we can hopefully Luffy Taro into something on the next turn and not have to return that Dawn. That's kind of how it goes. That kid sticking is going to be a different matter entirely. We do have the Nico Robin blocker, so we can play that on our 2 Dawn turn, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to start off 2, and we're going to play Nico Robin blocker, and we're going to pass. Just a chump blocker. We do have 2 2Ks in hand. He swings 9 into life. I should probably have just blocked, but for some reason I was just in the mode of we're going to take. So we get to 4. We're going to swing 5 into life. And then we're going to ramp to 5. We did draw the kid, so we have a very strong play. Ramp, get to 5, and let's play the kid blocker. So that's great. We're going according to plan so far. Hopefully we can see the Luffy Taro into Songoro next turn. And this time let's use the Nico Robin blocker, because the longer it stays on board, the more valuable or vulnerable it is to being KO'd. He swings 6 into life, and minuses to the Robin. We're just going to take the block. And he plays Rebecca and gets back and plays... it's kind of tough to see. I think that's a Brook. Troublesome Brook. Kind of want to get that off the board, but he does have a blocker to protect it. We do have 2 swings currently on the board. We are at 7 Dawn right now, so we don't need to ramp to play Luffy Taro. We do have the Luffy Taro. We swing 6 into the Brook. He is thinking about whether to save it, and then ultimately decides to block. Here's what we're going to play: Luffy Taro, return 1 Dawn into Songoro, and then get that Dawn back from Kid. And then now we can swing 6 with Leader into Brook and clear his board. So that feels good. We still haven't hit his life, but our board's starting to fill up, and he hasn't removed the Kid blocker. So the Kid, we probably already got as much value as we could possibly get out of the Kid, or what we should expect to get out of the Kid. But yeah, it's going good so far for us. We are at 3 life. We do have a decent amount of things on board for him to remove. Hopefully he doesn't clear our entire board. That's what I'm thinking. He's not yet on a turn where he can Gecko and really do the full combo, so that's encouraging. But definitely expecting to lose something. Hopefully not 2 bodies this turn. He swings 6 into to life, maybe 7 into life. Give him 2K, 1K. He plays a Suro to minus the Songoro after minusing 1 on from leader effect attack, and then plays a Lucci. He's able to pop the Songoro and nothing else. Ultimately a good play. If I had to choose between the Kid and the Songoro, probably would ultimately get more value out of the Kid, I would think. but that Songor does provide a lot of value with each swing. So good choice either way. I think both are very valuable. We go now to I believe 9 Dawn. So that kid has really helped us keep on pace to be at 9 Dawn. And he's got a Lucci and a Suro on board. We do have the 9 Mom in our hand, so we can get rid of that Lucci. It's a good one to put on life just because it doesn't have counter. We swing 6 into life. He takes. And then now we swing the 8 into life. And then I believe we're going to 9 Mom now. Pitch a card. Or H-E-A-L. We heal. Put the Lucci away. And we get the Dawn back from the kid. And now we swing 6 life. I could have probably done this a little bit differently. I didn't want to telegraph the Big Mom play. That's why I swing the board first. But at the same time, I did leave myself vulnerable to... He counters out of that 6K swing. I did leave myself vulnerable to like a finger pistol, for example, off of live KOing my kid. And I would have never got that Dawn back. We're still at 9 Dawn. No standing, so we can't come giant. We are going to be at 10 next turn. And his board's just a Suro. So at this point, we are dominating on board. We're both at 4 life. We know one of his life is a brick. He's thinking everything through. I believe he's at 9 Dawn now. He swings 6 into life. Minus is 1 to the kid. Oh no, he swings into the kid, I believe, and he's thinking about where to minus. He minuses to the kid. We give a 2K because I think that's the only counter we want to give up. He establishes the gecko. He gets the Rebecca. So far going according to the combo. And a Spanding off of the Rebecca. Don't think he grabs or no, maybe he's thinking about what 2 costs to grab, but he's going to grab that. Oh, he gets the 2K back from, or no, he's thinking about which cards to put back for Spanding. And I believe that's another Suru, that he's minusing a little bit sequence off because he should have played the Rebecca and then I believe the Suru and then got back the card to hand and then played the Spanding. But ultimately unable to KO anything. Maybe that was a home map. It's really hard to tell. I had to turn up the brightness because my hand, it was really hard to see. We're at 10 Dawn, but ultimately we dodge a huge bullet there because they played a Gecko and we didn't get anything KO'd. Our board is still intact, which is kind of like a small miracle. We have a decent amount of options to do. We don't have to worry about killing that Spandine because it's an on-play effect, so it's kind of already served its purpose. It's honestly better being on the board rather than killed. But we're going to Zoro Juro. We're just searching for something cool to play. Maybe a 2K. Or a Gum Giant. That's kind of what the idea behind the search was. We didn't have another really great play. So we grabbed the Nico Robin blocker. At this point, I believe our hand is a Soba Mask, a Nico Robin blocker, and an Uso Hachi. So 2 2Ks and a baby blocker. I like the idea of establishing the blocker. We're going to swing our board out basically at this turn. 7 into life. And then we're going to swing probably 8, 9, and then another like 7 with lead. So we swing the 8 into life. Let's just really pressure his life. Get him in a spot where like he kind of has to remove all of our board, or we could be in a good position to go for game next turn. We have a rare opportunity with our board being still intact. He's going to trigger a Soap Sheep makes me discard one card from hand. Here's where I have a choice. I don't want to get rid of a 2K because 2Ks are great, but I also really want to play that Nico Robin blocker, so I give him the 2K Soba Mask. The reason being is I want to... Okay, so we're going to swing 9 life. The reason being is because I feel like he's either going to have to swing and we can just protect something with it against that Gecko, or he's going to waste resources popping it rather than popping something else. That was kind of my thought process. It's just an annoying card to help kind of somewhat keep our board intact one way or the other. We have 1 card in hand, 1 Dawn standing in case we draw into a Gum Gum Giant out of life, or yeah, we'd have to draw it out of life. But that's kind of what it is, the situation. His board, the only real swing we have to worry about is the Gecko swing and leader. He does have a Helmeppo, but he's gonna have to put 2 Dawn on that, so that's not really ideal. Ultimately, it's going to come down to whether he starts minusing and popping before swinging, because that'll tell us if he pops if he can pop a bunch of things with like Nico or with like Lucci's and Ice Ages and stuff like that. He's thinking everything through. Again, our hand only has one. We only have 1 card in hand, and it's Usohachi. And I'm thinking too, if he establishes a blocker, we really could go for a game. He has 2 life. If he plays a Gecko into like a Rebecca, for example, we have a way to rest the Rebecca. So I feel really strong about that. He Ice Ages the Big Mom, the Lin Lin. So now it's down to a 4 cost from a 9. Not a good sign that he's minusing our highest one, but ultimately that's how it goes. He plays the Gecko, and he's going to Rebecca, I believe, or maybe, yeah, he's thinking everything through with this. He plays the Suru and the Rebecca, so he gets to minus another 2 and establish the blocker Rebecca. He's minusing all the minusing is going to the Big Mom Lin Lin. And then he plays over a Brook that pops the minuses and then pops the Lin Lin all the way. So he was able to clear the big body. We still have the Nico Robin blocker, so whatever swing his Gecko does, he has no standing Dawn, I believe. Whatever swing his Gecko does, we're going to block. So he swings into the Kid blocker. We give him the Nico Robin blocker. And now all he has is leader swing, and he can only swing into our life. He elects not to because he doesn't want to give us fuel for Gum Gum Giants. That's which is reasonable. We're only at 2 cards now, so we can't really we don't have a lot of resources. But ultimately, we're in a situation where he doesn't have a lot of cards in hand. I believe he has 3 cards in hand. We have 4 swings, and he has a blocker, and we have to hit him 3 times. But we have the Usohachi. So here's where we decide to go for a game. We're going to tap 3, play the Usohachi, rest the Rebecca. Usohachi rests a 5 cost or less if we have 8 or more Dawn, which we do. Now we swing 7 into life. He takes... he jokes. Ice Age pops my Usohachi and then concedes. So yeah, this is like a pretty interesting game because we high rolled against the Lucci and they kind of didn't see what they needed to see. That's the takeaway. It is beatable. It's beatable when you do really well and they don't see what they need to see. So take that however you want to take it. But yeah, I mean, the key to success is continually spam the board and hope they don't have removal. We didn't do the best job of spamming the board. We only Luffy tarred once. Usually we'd want, I feel like the path to victory would be Luffy tarring 2 or 3 times. But they didn't have the removal, and that's how it goes sometimes. So unfortunate for my friend Panda, but fortunate for us. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything or anything like that. Remember to heal this time. So thanks, guys, and see you next time.